Okay, I'm going to continue on reading here. This is from Perry Stone's Unleashing the Beast. Very good book for those that want to learn about Muslim and the difference in Muslim and Christianity. So, very good book so far. I recommend it. It was published in 2009. So, let's go. This is talking about Muhammad. And in a briefing, it says here that Muhammad was an orphan. And let's see. Muhammad claimed to receive a series of visions, revelations from Allah, which became the basis of Islamic holy book called the Quran. Muhammad was from the tribe Quraysh, which claimed to be the direct descendant from Abraham through his son Ishmael. Muhammad's father, Abdullah, died before Muhammad was born. His mother, Amina, died when Muhammad was 6. He was raised by his uncle and traveled with caravans. Right there, that sounds very much like Esther. And so I was reading here. So basically, Muhammad heard voices, and he claimed that it was from the angel Gabriel. And his early messages spoke of God's goodness and power and need to return to God, and a final judgment was coming. He declared that there was only one God, and his name is in Arabic was Allah. It was taught that Allah was the same God worshipped by both Jews and Christians. Okay. As Muhammad preached his message among Arabs, those who chose to follow his teachings became known as Muslims, and the religion was called Islam, meaning submission. During Muhammad's time, there was much idol worship through Saudi Arabia. The theological division among Christians and Jews and Christians were odd. The Arabian city of Mecca, a conflict arose with the merchants of Kaaba. If the people believed there was only one God, it would destroy the pilgrimages and the income from visitors who came and prayed to their gods on the sitting stone. Many Arabs called Muhammad a liar, a fraud, a false prophet. Eventually, Muhammad and his followers were forced from Mecca, and they moved to a new city where they were received. Muhammad named the city Madanat at Nabi, meaning city of the prophet. He named his own city of him, the prophet, called today Medina in Saudi Arabia. Soon, because he received his vision, or his visions and everything that he could hear from an angel. Soon conflicts arose between followers of Muhammad and Medina and the people of Mecca. Muslim groups began raiding the caravans. Muhammad began teaching that if his followers died fighting, they would go straight to paradise. The 8-year war finally ceased when the people in Mecca, 8-year war, get this, guys. A lot of the teachings that came from this prophet very much sound like Esther, how Muhammad is an orphan, raised by his uncle. His parents both died, and they traveled. And then we read here that he had 6 kids by this widow woman. So he also sounds like Elijah, which is a prophet for the end times, the 2 witnesses. Muhammad is sounding like Elijah when he marries a wealthy widow woman and with her son, and together they have 6 other children. Now, the death of Muhammad left a void in the leadership of Islam's religion. He announced no successor. Therefore, see, there was nobody after him, basically. Therefore, the battle of the prophet's successor began immediately. Muslim elders elected Muhammad's second convert and the oldest man in the group, Abu Bakr. I could go there, but I won't. Abu was a caliph. Most Muslims accepted the decision, but a small minority did not. The smaller group believed that Ali, my mom used to always call my dad Ali, that Ali, Muhammad's adopted son, not his other 6 sons, but Ali, Muhammad's adopted son, and the father of Muhammad's 2 grandsons. So this Ali, he's adopted, and he gave birth to 2 grandsons. Hassan and Hussein should replace Muhammad. These are not even birthright kids, they're adopted. His other 6 kids, this is number 7, almost like David. David was adopted, so they say. So now Muhammad's story becomes like David. So he's got an Esther story in him. He's got a David story, and he's got an Elijah story. Now this all happens after Elijah, after Esther, and after David. So the so-called messenger Gabriel told Muhammad to go with all this, because written in the Bible are end-time messages very similar to this. Woo! Isn't it funny how you can see one thing and try to put your name on it by putting you're now the prophet. You're the only prophet left standing. There's no other prophet. So Ali, it's Muhammad's adopted son. And isn't it funny how they go by infidels and bloodlines and all this stuff? Illegitimate. This ain't even his son, but it's passed down. And through these 2 sons of his adopted son, Hassan and Hussein, should replace Muhammad. A struggle began that led to the death of Islam, the first caliph. As a result, 2 branches of Islam formed out of the 2 adopted sons of Muhammad. Sounds like a whole bunch of lies, but yet so many are converted into this. You know, if you don't like the truth, you will believe anything. They don't like Americans because it's infidel. They need full-blooded, but this ain't even his son. And they go on about not raising somebody else's kid. First of all, he married into a wealthy widow. He was a nobody. Now he's had kids with this wealthy woman, Amina, but yet his adopted son, Ali, has 2 kids. Has the grandson of Hassan and Hussein, and they form the branches of the Sunnis and the Shiites. Let's see who's who. The Sunnis accepted Abu as successor, and the Shiites believe their heir was Muhammad, was Ali. So Abu Bakr, the first caliph, brought the tribe there. He's from the Sunni, believe in Abu, and the Shiites believe in Ali. That's the successor who takes over Muhammad. There's 2 boys, and one of them's Abu and the other one's Ali. So do you see how now it goes from Ishmael to Isaac to Abu and Ali? A and A and I and I. It sounds very copycat, if you ask me. Sus. I never knew all of this. My father's Muslim. He didn't teach us, of course. I had to learn Christianity from my grandmother. Actually, I didn't learn it from her. She planted the seed when I was a kid, going, Sunday school and stuff, vacation Bible school. I didn't really pick it up until 2018. Needing desperately to see the truth about my own personal life and knowing what's right and wrong and how you're supposed to be. And come to find out, Jesus paid for sin. And there's a lot more I can say to that, but I'm reading about Muhammad. And it sounds like he's a copycat in the first four. And unless you know the word of Quran and you know the word of Christianity, you would understand the Christianity came first, and then this one is copying. Sounds like Esther, sounds like Elijah, and sounds like David, and now it sounds like, well, they don't know who it is because it's the adopted son. David was supposedly adopted, and his other 7 brothers, the oil didn't flow on him, but he was the anointed one. So now we got Ali, the anointed one, who's adopted, by the way. Not even a bloodline of Muhammad. Adopted, it says. Ali, Muhammad's adopted son, and the father of Muhammad's 2 grandsons, Hassan and Hussein. It said that, when a donkey, like Ishmael, was a wild ass, it said that when a donkey, breeds with another, it can't have babies. It becomes a mule. It goes sterile. There is something right there, too, just letting y'all know. But this right here, the Sunnis believe in Abu, and the Shiites believe in Ali. A and A. Not Ishmael and Isaac now. So, Abu, first caliph, brought the tribes of Arabia under Islamic rule. The second caliph, in 634 to 644, began an expansion that lasted for 100 years. It was under Omar that the mosque in Jerusalem was built on the Temple Mount. So they now have a mosque, built on the Temple Mount, because it goes all the way back to Ishmael, even though the bloodline is cut off Muhammad that receives all of this information. His bloodline that the Shiites and the Sunnis believe in, not even a real full-blooded from Muhammad that goes back to Ishmael. Yet, there's a Temple Mount dedicated. Somebody's carrying the bloodline. Yet, they go on about how Mary is an infidel and, because she's not a virgin, you can't can't be like that. She was a bad woman, basically. And then Jesus was not the Son of God because Mary was, never conceived a child without a man. That's the only way that God can do it. They forgot how Adam was born. Adam was not created by another man, by a woman, but God created Adam. And God, that same God, can create Jesus. That same God can create me, and the testimony in the Bible. Shiloh, right here, look at this. Genesis, this is me right here, by the way. And this Genesis right here, 49, 8 through 10, August 10th, 1977. 7 times 7 is 49. August 10th, okay? Genesis means in the beginning. In the beginning, Genesis 49, and it says, the scepter will not depart from Judah until Shiloh returns. That's found in the 8th verse and 10th verse of Genesis 49. When Shiloh returns, well, hey, I'm Shiloh. Right here's my name. I was the angel of Philadelphia. That's Pennsylvania, Philadelphia. This is my driver's license when I worked at the Whole Foods. I thought I'd get some shirts printed up because I found myself not, oh, there it is, another one right there. Genesis, that's Shiloh, and I'm Shiloh. We go together. Good thing is, I believe the Lord has an end time story in the Bible that's real. Now, they don't know they got a disagreement over who's the Sunni and the Shiites because the adopted son from Muhammad, from his 2 grandsons, Hussein, and they couldn't decide if it was one of them, so they put another one named Abu and another one named Ali. Ali is the son of both of them, but it's the adopted son of Muhammad. Does it really count? Does that count? If Mary doesn't count for Jesus, then it goes all the way back to the very, very beginning and then beginning and beginning. Don't forget about the flood now. He wiped everything out. But yet, submission under what? Death, controls, black box, 360 idols that he worshipped. That's why Abraham had to leave Terah. Abraham had to leave his father's house and go to a land he did not know. And because he did that, 2 sons came. Ishmael and Isaac. Ishmael from Hagar, the bondwoman, and Sarah was the sister. Came from the same house of Terah. So Abraham and his sister, first blood, Sarah, together has Isaac. Now, they want to claim Ishmael with the bondwoman. And then down the line, claim that there was a Muhammad that heard from Gabriel. And then all these things happen. And then it comes down to the Sunnis and the Shiites from the adopted son. But yet they call everything about Jesus' bloodline an infidel. Or the Torah, an infidel. Little Satan, big Satan. You guys better do your research before you buy another lie, because this one will not be fooled. And then I will go into another topic very shortly. So let this bless you. I'm going to upload this for you to see. And this is called Perry Stone's Unleashing the Beast.